Running late. Come on, hurry up. So today we're going to go look at a self-storage facility in South Carolina. Well, we just got to the South Carolina property here in Blackville, South Carolina, and it is very rough. There's not heaps of trash, but there's heaps of broken doors on the building, which is a bit discouraging. So let's give you a little walk around. The property itself sits on one relatively flat acre, which is relieving. It's 20 doors. Well, 13 of those doors are broken or don't work or are damaged in a way that I've never seen a self-storage door being damaged. But yeah, you get all this property back here, you get all this back here, and this over here. There is power at the pole, so the facility itself does have power, which is important. Our other facility did not, which I didn't think was a big deal, but having power and turning it off is way easier than not having power and not being able to turn it on when you want. That's a bit frustrating. So yeah, the overall building is pretty big. We're gonna go ahead and measure it right now, see how wide it is, make sure we're actually buying what we think we're buying. As the lesson I learned last time, our Oklahoma property, I thought it was 25 or 20 feet wide. Come to find out it was 24 feet wide. So when we bought it, we got an extra 400 square feet, which was good. So let's see if we can find some extra square feet. The building itself is 26 feet wide by 100 feet. We've got 13 doors at least that needs to be repaired or replaced. So we need some trim piece missing and 15 locking mechanisms. And it looks like there's a handful of, looks like screw holes in the roof that are currently missing. The building itself, it's been raining for the last couple days. The building itself relatively looks dry. There's some exterior pieces that have some holes in it, which can be patched. The sheet metal can be patched. They sell patches. I've used patches before on self-storage facilities. They're not the best, but they do work for the time being. So essentially, when we're analyzing the property itself, we're looking to confirm most of the details that were given to us by the seller. The amount of doors, square footage, and then we're inspecting the building itself. The great thing about self-storage facilities is they're mostly, it's just sheet metal and roll-up doors. So it doesn't take a genius to actually like kind of figure out what's going on in these buildings, which makes it much easier trying to figure out. There's no plumbing, there's no, electrical, there's no roofing, there's no windows. It's concrete and sheet metal and roll-up doors. So the analyzation is quite simple. All right, we've done all the necessary walk around of the actual building, and it's, you got to rely upon your gut a lot of times. You can't just rely on spreadsheets to make your decision. So we're gonna do our next step, and we're gonna go to town and find the people. If you can't find the people who are gonna rent the storage unit, it's probably not a good area. We can always make any repair in the world, fix it up to make it look the most beautiful storage facility on the planet. But if there's no customers to rent to, there's no point in buying it. But we did just drive around the entire town, and we did not see another storage facility, which is great. The population of the city is like almost 2,000 people, and the United States average for storage units are 10%. So what that means is 10% of the population has a storage unit. So if you take 2,000 people, about 2,000 people, 10% of them have a storage unit. So where are they storing their stuff? Is it outside of town? You know, which the closest town is 15, 20 minutes away. So we're gonna have to call those storage facilities and see if they're full. See if there's any occupancy. If there's no occupancy, then we know that there is a demand for the population of this town, which feels good. All right, we're loading up. We're gonna take off. Just got done talking to the owner of the property. We're going to try and expedite this process. I think we're gonna buy it. We still have 2 days of due diligence, so we'll see. The property itself is definitely rough, but the property itself, like we call it, has a lot of potential, and the population itself has got a lot of need for storage, which is exciting. Sometimes you win some and sometimes you lose some. We've been sitting next to this train for like an hour and a half. It's been horrible. So we just got to our hotel in beautiful Adventurous, Georgia, and we pretty much made a loop from north, just about an hour north of Atlanta, through Atlanta, over to Blackville, South Carolina, about an hour southeast of Augusta, Georgia. Checked out the storage facility, and then we drove from there to Americus to hopefully pick up our RV. A couple days ago, everything went bad with our RV, so we had to go stay with some family, but we needed to inspect the storage unit because our due diligence period was ending, and that was in a couple days. So we had to rush down here and inspect the actual storage facility before we gave the for the storage facility, which I will be sleeping on that decision and making that decision tomorrow. But in the meantime, we're in Americus to hopefully pick up our RV also tomorrow, because it's supposed to be done. Or we're gonna have to live at a Days Inn, which I don't recommend. This place it's not the greatest, but it's definitely not the worst. So I'm gonna call it a night. Have a great day, great evening, great afternoon, and always, just if you'd enjoyed any of this, consider subscribing. Till tomorrow, cheers.